Hey, sales leaders, are you tired of fighting over the same small pool of talent?
I know what you mean.
Well, what if you could expand your search worldwide?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're diving into today. Why remote work is becoming so popular in sales and how you can use it to boost your sales success.
I love it.
We're looking at a great article from the Sales Experts.
Yeah, they're a global recruitment firm.
Exactly. And they have some really insightful points about why remote work and sales are such a perfect match.
I agree.
So let's jump right in. Their article starts by talking about flexibility and independence.
Uh-huh.
And we know that those are key for sales professionals.
Yeah,
They really thrive in those dynamic environments.
for sure.
So how does this all connect?
Well, just imagine your team. No more commute an extra hour or two every day.
Oh, wow.
More time to prospect, nurture leads, and close deals.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
They can manage their own schedules, work when they're most productive, and really drive sales success on their own terms.
I see it now that extra hour could easily translate to 10 more calls per rep per day.
Absolutely.
That could be a game changer for lead generation.
Absolutely.
But isn't there a risk of things becoming a bit chaotic, without everyone under one roof?
Well, you need clear expectations and the right performance management tools.
Oh,
We'll get into those a bit later.
sounds good.
But first, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that I find really exciting, expanding your geographic reach.
Right. No more limitations based on location.
Yeah.
How does this benefit sales leaders?
It's simple. You're not restricted to just your local talent pool anymore.
Yeah,
You can access a global network of skilled sales professionals, each with unique perspectives and market knowledge.
I like it.
Want to break into a new region? Find someone who lives and breathes that market.
So I could essentially build my dream team with specialists from all over the world.
Exactly.
That sounds incredible, but how do we make sure everyone's on the same page and working together effectively as a team?
Strong communication and collaboration tools are key.
Got it.
And that leads us perfectly into our next point, cost savings. When you reduce office space and overhead, you free up resources.
Makes sense.
And then you can invest in things like top-notch virtual collaboration platforms and really robust training programs for your remote team.
So we're essentially reinvesting those savings back into the team.
Yes.
But how do we ensure that these savings actually lead to better sales outcomes?
Right.
Cutting costs is great, but are we actually getting a return on that investment?
Absolutely. The sales experts, they highlight studies that show remote sales teams can be just as productive, if not more, than in-office teams.
Wow.
And when you combine that with the cost savings, you're looking at a significant boost to your bottom line.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
So far, we've got flexibility, global talent cost savings. What else makes remote work such a natural fit for sales success?
Well, let's think about the individuals on these sales teams. They're often driven, self-motivated, results-oriented.
Yeah, that sounds like someone who could thrive in a remote setup.
Exactly.
But let's be real, managing a remote team can sometimes feel like herding cats.
Haha, hello, I can see that.
Except these cats have laptops and are closing those million-dollar deals.
Very true. And it highlights a key challenge that the sales experts bring up, maintaining a strong team culture
Right.
and that sense of community when everyone's dispersed.
Yeah, those water cooler moments, the casual brainstorming sessions,
Right.
those are hard to replicate virtually.
They are.
So how do we combat that isolation and make sure our remote sales teams feel connected and engaged?
It's more than just fancy virtual team building activities.
Like,
It's
yeah.
about fostering a culture of open communication,
I see.
encourage regular one-on-ones, and use technology strategically.
Okay.
Think video conferencing for team huddles, project management tools for collaborative projects,
Yeah.
instant messaging for quick questions, and casual interactions.
So it's about choosing the right tools and making sure the team knows how to use them effectively.
Yeah,
Not just for work tasks, but for building those virtual relationships too.
absolutely. And speaking of technology, let's talk about performance management. One of the biggest concerns I hear from sales leaders is how to ensure accountability and track progress when their team is remote.
Yeah, that's a big one. Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Hopefully not out of quota.
Exactly. What are some practical tips for managing performance in a remote setting?
Well, first and foremost, you need crystal clear expectations and metrics.
Okay.
Everyone on the team needs to understand their targets, their individual KPIs, and how their work contributes to the overall sales goals.
Got it.
Regular check-ins are crucial, both individual and team-wide.
Okay.
That's for providing feedback, addressing roadblocks, and celebrating wins.
So how do we actually track all of this?
Yeah.
Are we stuck with spreadsheets and endless email chains?
No, there's a better way. Technology is our best friend here.
Okay.
Think CRM systems like Salesforce or HubSpot.
Uh-huh.
They track customer interactions, but also provide detailed insights into individual and team performance.
Nice.
There are also dedicated performance management platforms.
Oh, wow.
They can automate progress, tracking visualized data, even trigger alerts if someone is falling behind.
So we're not just throwing technology at the problem, we're being strategic about it,
Right.
choosing the right tools and using them effectively to stay on top of performance, even when we're not physically together.
Exactly. It's about creating a system where remote work enhances performance, not hinders it.
I like it.
And remember, communication is key throughout this process.
Oh,
Regular virtual meetings, clear communication channels, and a culture of transparency can help overcome many of the challenges associated with managing remote teams.
so we've covered building culture and managing performance. What other challenges should sales leaders be prepared to address when transitioning to a remote model?
The sales experts, they emphasize the importance of adapting your leadership style.
Okay.
You can't just replicate your in-office approach in a virtual setting.
Right.
It's about building trust, fostering collaboration,
Like to.
and recognizing that your team members may have different needs and preferences when it comes to communication and work styles.
So it's almost like becoming a new kind of leader,
Yeah,
one who can navigate the complexities of a remote workforce and empower their team to succeed, no matter where they're located.
exactly. And there's one more crucial aspect we need to discuss: hiring.
Yep.
When you're no longer limited by geography, your entire approach to recruitment needs to evolve.
Let's unpack that. What changes when we're suddenly fishing in a global talent pool?
Think bigger traditional geographic limitations are gone.
Yeah.
This means your candidate pool is exponentially larger, giving you access to a more diverse range of skills, experiences, and perspectives.
That's exciting, but it also sounds a little daunting.
Sure.
How do I even begin to source and evaluate candidates from all over the world?
Right.
What about cultural differences and time zones?
Those are valid concerns. You'll need to adjust your sourcing strategies.
Okay.
Utilizing online platforms and networking groups that reach a global audience.
Uh-huh.
Video conferencing becomes essential for interviews.
Yeah,
It allows you to assess not just skills, but also personality and cultural fit.
makes sense.
And when it comes to time zones, flexibility and asynchronous communication tools will be your best friends.
So we're not just changing where we find candidates, we're changing how we interact with them and how we evaluate their potential.
Exactly. And once you've found your ideal candidate, onboarding and training become even more critical in a remote setting.
Okay.
You'll need to ensure they feel welcome, connected to the team, and equipped with the knowledge and resources to succeed in their role.
It sounds like building a successful remote sales team is a holistic endeavor.
It is.
It's not just about technology or location, it's about adapting our mindset, our leadership style, and our entire approach to building and managing a high-performing team no matter where they are in the world.
You nailed it. It's about embracing the unique opportunities and challenges of remote work and creating an environment where your sales team can truly thrive and drive sales success.
Yeah. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about the benefits, the challenges, and some practical tips for navigating the world of remote sales. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to hear from you, our listener. What are your biggest takeaways? What questions or concerns do you still have? We'll be back in a moment to address those and leave you with some actionable steps you can take to start building your own successful remote sales team. All right, we're back. We've talked about the huge potential of remote sales roles, all those benefits, the flexibility, the global talent pool, cost savings, and how tech can really help with performance management.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is, but let's make it practical. What can our sales leaders actually do with this information?
Right, because knowledge is only powerful when you actually apply it.
Exactly. So for those of you ready to make some waves in the remote sales world,
Let's go.
here are a few actionable takeaways from the sales experts.
All right.
First, dip your toes in the water. Start with a pilot program.
Yeah, a small step.
You don't have to go fully remote right away. No. Maybe start with a small team, a specific region or product line, and just see how it goes.
Great idea.
It's a low-risk way to gather some data, figure out the challenges, and fine-tune your approach before going all in.
Makes sense.
Second, invest in the right technology.
Yeah, we gotta have the tools.
We've talked about CRMs, Salesforce, HubSpot,
Hmm.
but don't forget about those communication and collaboration tools.
Oh yeah, those are crucial.
Think Slack, Microsoft Teams, even just a well-structured virtual water cooler.
Right.
They can make a huge difference in keeping that remote team connected and engaged.
It's all about staying connected.
These tools aren't just for work tasks. They're like the virtual version of those hallway conversations, those spontaneous brainstorming sessions that can really spark new ideas and build relationship.
Exactly. It's replicating that office environment in a virtual way.
And lastly, let's talk about hiring again.
Okay.
Remember that global talent pool we mentioned?
Yeah, it's massive.
It's time to cast a wider net.
Let's go fishing.
Update your recruitment strategies, use online platforms and networking groups that go beyond your immediate area.
It's a whole new world out there.
Don't be afraid to think outside the box. The perfect candidate might be living across the world, bringing fresh ideas and tons of experience that you wouldn't find locally.
Absolutely.
Now, before we wrap up, a final thought from the sales experts. They say, the future of sales is remote.
They're not wrong.
Technology keeps evolving. Those lines between physical and digital workspaces are getting blurrier, and the companies that embrace this change are the ones that will lead the way.
I agree. It's an exciting time to be in sales.
So you ready to take the plunge? Head over to the Sales Experts website. They have amazing resources, articles, case studies, even training programs specifically for remote sales leaders.
They've got you covered.
And remember, this isn't just about following the latest trend. It's about building a sales environment that allows your team to thrive no matter where they are.
It's about empowering your team.
It's about reaching new levels of sales success for you, your team, and your company.
Sales success, that's what it's all about.
And that's a wrap for our deep dive into remote sales roles. We hope you found this insightful and are ready to take action. Until next time, keep diving deep, keep those sales soaring, and remember, the future is remote.